So in our last EnRicHer Experience, there was one of the ladies in the room, and I remember her saying she didn't think she needed to be here, be in the room.
Yes.
But being in a room brought exposure to her. Yes. It made her check her values. It made her check her boundaries. It made her check her mindset and to figure out what was outdated, what was serving her, and what was no longer serving her. So one of the things that I know, even in a conversation that I had earlier with someone today, a lady was saying, you know, it's hard to seek help because everyone thinks they have it all together. Well, when you're putting rooms where deep conversations happen, a lot of people have aha moments and they see, I did need to be in the room. I did need to hear that. I did need to be a part of that experience. And I found value in the conversation because I wasn't even aware of myself.
Yes.
And they made me be vulnerable in the moment and made me look at myself and examine the things that were going on in the inside of me.
And I really want to piggyback on that because I am an example of that. Because I too am going through my own journey. I'm always going through a journey because the journey never stops, right? And so after I had found myself divorced, depressed, and bankrupt, right? And I had to rebuild my life, I have been on this effervescent journey of just rediscovering who I am. And I've had to expose myself to myself numerous times. And so, first of all, it's the mindfulness, right? The awareness that I need this for myself. And so I ask myself hard questions. I look at myself in the mirror and I judge myself because I want to know how I feel about myself and what things I might need to work on. And in therapy, because I am in therapy, right? Because I go in and out of depression sometimes and I need that extra help. And so that also allows me to bring exposure to myself so that I can be confident in rooms like this and I can share my experience because I'm doing the work, especially to help other people.
I think what you said, exposure to yourself, showing yourself grace and realizing that every version of yourself thus far was needed to get you to where you are. And likewise myself, every version that we've ever been is needed to get us to that next level. And so we have to show ourselves grace, extend that grace that we extend to everybody else. We have to extend it to ourselves.
Oh, we have some good conversations, man. That's all I gotta say.
Listen. Oh boy.
You know, I want women to really pay attention to what we're doing here today. The EnRicHer Experience, we are here to provide small, intimate spaces where women can really let go of their titles and be vulnerable, be heard, so that we can address the things that are holding them back.
The problem with women wanting to be vulnerable is they always are looking and thinking someone is judging them. I personally believe that when you can be vulnerable, when you're exposed to yourself, not that you're exposed to the women in a room, because the conversations we bring about inner reflection, self-reflection. No one knows what you're struggling with or dealing with unless you raise your hand and say, hey, I am struggling with this. So you're not put on Front Street in our conversations, but we do bring conversations that will put a mirror in front of you. And so with creating these atmospheres and creating these safe spaces for women, we want women to know that this is a safe space for you to be seen, for you to be heard, and for you to be understood, and for you to get what you need to enrich your life, for you to become the next level version of yourself.
Yes. If you come to the EnRicHer Experience, you have to know that we are going to challenge you to think differently, because that is what's necessary for you to shift the perspective on your life, maybe shift some of your fears. We're going to challenge your mindfulness. We're going to ask you these tough questions because these are not discussions that are typically talked about. And so we have to bring these things to the forefront. And it may be a little uncomfortable, but again, because the space is so intimate, we allow that vulnerability to come out with our guests and between ourselves as well.
Right. We're shifting the paradigm. So are you going to stay where you are? Or are you going to shift to the next level of your paradigm?
I like that. After the overwhelming feedback that we got from our last EnRicHer Experience, we are throwing another one.
It's blooming season. How are you blooming? April is all about the month of abundance. So we're going to be talking about embracing your growth and your inner glow.
Yes, we are. And we're going to give you the tools to enrich your life so you can take it on and do the things that you need to do daily to get you closer to your dreams and the woman that you want to be.
So you notice that we're using the word enrich. We are not using the word empowerment, because we truly feel that in order to empower someone, you have to give them the tools that they need, and then they take those tools and go empower themselves.
That's right. So make sure you guys join us, read the caption, click the link, but register so that you are in the room to get these tools to take you to the next level.
On April the 6th.